Pickles on a warm 90-plus degree gorgeous day here in the Mid-Valley. The Knights coming off a 3-game sweep of the Springfield Drifters and going after the Portland Pickles tonight, trying to stay hot and continue a push in the second half after coming up just short in the bid to win the first half 2023 West Coast League South Division race. But the Knights, after stumbling a bit in Longview, losing 2 of 3 to the Black Bears, responding well. A couple of 10-run games and an exciting walk-off win here against the Springfield Drifters 2 nights ago. Now the Knights begin a 7-game homestand, and we look forward to what's ahead tonight. The first of the 7 games, Starker Forest Inc. Bat Night, mini bat night. The first 250 fans I can see walking around our beautiful ballpark with their mini bats. Tomorrow night, if you're among the first 250 fans, you'll receive the 2023 edition of the Corvallis Knights baseball cap. So make sure you make your plans to join us early tomorrow evening. But first things first, it's the Knights and Pickles in game 1 of 3. And this is one of those things that's happening all too often these days, and I'll just share it with you up front. My pregame show guest is Phoenix Call. Phoenix was on just a few days ago, and my goal is to get every member of the team's roster on in a pregame conversation at some point. So it's not as though I never double down and get people on more than once, but through the machinations of time and life, I think back on July 1st we had Phoenix Call on, and I had forgotten that fact as I prepared to come up to the booth. And so we're going to hear from Phoenix Call a second time. And Phoenix was very nice about it, because I think during the conversation you will hear me say, for the first time in this context, Phoenix, it's great talking to you. And he's probably looking at scans. Well, I think we've done this thing before, old man. But whatever the case, at the end of the conversation, thank you, Connor. At the end of the conversation, when we were off there, I said, Phoenix, thanks so much for doing that. He goes, yeah, it was good to be on with you again. That was his gentle way of making the observation and the correction. But a conversation with a dynamic, talented outfielder, shortstop. We get a little bit more of his backstory here and his development and his growth as a ball player and the late blooming nature of his baseball life. So, even though it's the second conversation, not the first, with a talented and engaging young man in Phoenix Call, we hope you'll enjoy it. We'll learn a little bit more together. That's coming up next. The Knights and Pickles on a beautiful Friday in Corvallis. Bastille Day 2023, but we're here in the heart of the valley, the Mid-Willamette Valley, and we'll be back with Phoenix after this 2-minute break on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Back at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field, a warm, beautiful night for baseball. The Knights open in a 3-game series with the Portland Pickles after a sweep of the Springfield Drifters, getting off to a good start here in the second half. And part of that, indeed, and a lot of guys making great contributions, including our pregame show guest tonight, Phoenix Call. Phoenix, great to have you on for the first time in this format. It's been fun to watch you play last night out in center field, looking very comfortable. But I still see you as a potentially long-time great shortstop. But what so far, playing a little bit of both, how are you liking that?
I love it. I like being versatile and playing all over the field. So I prefer playing everywhere and splitting my time. I don't like being held to one position, but so yeah, I enjoy playing everywhere.
But is shortstop kind of where you've always played for the most part?
No, actually, I played shortstop growing up until high school, and then once I hit high school, I played center field all 4 years. So I've been mixed, all throughout my whole life. So.
What are the plans for you at UCLA, at least as far as you know?
So they want me up the middle, shortstop, second, and center.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Well, I've seen you cut loose with some pretty amazingly powerful, hard throws from the hole at short and other spots. Your arm strength is impressive. Have you always had that? Is that something that's developed as you've gotten physical, or have you always had a pretty strong arm?
I've always kind of had a pretty strong arm. It's definitely developed over the years, but it's always been there. You can always see it for sure.
Did you pitch then too?
I pitched in Little League, but I didn't pitch in high school because my high school coach didn't want me getting hurt. So.
Okay. Phoenix Call, my guest. Now, in terms of UCLA, I'm presuming seeing you play in this ballpark next year against Oregon State in the last series between the Bruins and Beavers in the Pac-12 conference. I hope you're part of it, but you have a bit of a decision to make. First of all, congratulations on going in the 15th round to a great organization of the Boston Red Sox. What did that mean to you when you heard your name called?
It was awesome. It's obviously a great feeling. Something you've always, put in the work for, and to see your name called, it's an amazing feeling.
Do you have any thoughts right now? I mean, what plays out here for you in terms of your decision?
It's all taking it day by day. The Red Sox keep in touch with me, whether they can give me a number or not. But as of right now, it's most likely I'm headed to UCLA, but we'll see.
Okay. I appreciate that. We'll see how it does indeed play out. But the Red Sox as an organization, that's a great one, obviously, yes. A championship organization. So did you have any sense or feel along the way that they might be one of the teams that would call your name, and what are your thoughts about the organization?
Yeah, definitely. They liked me a lot in the spring. They watched me play in high school, and they really liked the way I played and my athleticism. And they're a great organization, and it was awesome hearing my name called from them.
Phoenix Call, my guest. Phoenix, in terms of the opportunity to come here, how did that come about for you?
Coach Savage sent me over here, and it's just such a blessing. I mean, everyone here is so nice, and they really put in the work here. They get you here early and get you going. So I am super grateful for this experience and to kind of grow as a player.
The opportunity to go to UCLA, was that something early on that you could tell they liked you? Did you have, I'm sure you had other options, but were you always kind of thinking in your early high school days that might be a landing spot for you?
No, definitely not early. I didn't have many offers until last year, and so I kind of broke out as a player, and I kind of got seen by colleges all over, and that's really when I started to get love from colleges and MLB scouts and things like that.
So are you saying that there was a sense of late blooming on your part? Did you get bigger, a little stronger? I mean, what happened if you were sort of under the radar for a while?
Yeah, definitely. I just slowly over time I'm getting more and more polished and just becoming a better baseball player overall. And these last few years have been huge for me. I've gotten physically stronger and just handled the game a lot better and in more of a mature mindset of it.
What are the things here heading down the second half? You've only got 22, 23 more games here. What are the things that you're working on in your game? Points of emphasis with your swing or whatever else? What are you kind of focusing in on here down the stretch?
Yeah, I mean, just understanding that there's adjustments to be made and it's going to take time, but adjusting to the velo and kind of seeing the off speed a little bit better is something I'm trying to work on. And as a team, obviously winning every single game we can and gelling as a team.
And that's the final thing, Phoenix. We'll close on that. for you and the guys here, I mean, we're used to, I've been doing this a long time with the Knights, but 6 straight championships, 9 overall in the history of the organization. Do you feel that championship vibe and that commitment to winning here, and do you want to be part of the 7th straight championship? How important is that to you and your teammates?
Yeah, it's really important. You can definitely see day in and day out all the work we put in, and it shows. I mean, a lot of the other teams don't show up early like we do, and they kind of run it like a championship program, so.
Well, we're glad you're part of it, Phoenix. Great to meet you. It'll be fun to watch you down the stretch. And next spring, I hope, just selfishly speaking, right back here in Pac-12 play. We'll see. Good luck to you, Phoenix. Thanks for the time.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Phoenix Call, my guest on the pregame show. We've got the starting lineups and the first pitch just around the corner. The Knights and the Portland Pickles, a 90-degree late evening here in Corvallis. A beautiful weekend for baseball. Look forward to seeing you here at the ballpark on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. A warm and beautiful night for baseball at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Portland Pickles as announced by manager Mark Magdaleno. Leading off in left field, Nigel Calderon. Batting second at third base, Jackson Jaha. Hitting third, the designated hitter, Dalton Mayshore. The cleanup hitter at first base, Jesse Pierce. Batting fifth at shortstop, Jack Mecho. Batting sixth at second base, Armando Briseño. Hitting seventh and playing right field, Zage Lancaster. Batting eighth and catching, Andrew McKenna. Hitting ninth in center field, former Corvallis Knight, Kyler Stancato. And on the mound for the Portland Pickles, a right-hander, big kid out of northern Colorado, 6'4", 225 pounds, and from Castle Rock, Colorado, his hometown, Murphy Ginninger, wearing a unique number 77 as the starter. The Weises arrive fashionably late, or at least one of them. Here comes Casey. Now for the Corvallis Knights, leading off in center field, and Amy too, J.C. Ng. Batting second at third base, Tyler Quinn. Blake Avila hitting third at first base. Ethan Hedges, the cleanup hitter and designated hitter. Batting fifth and catching, Anson Arrows. Sam Stem hitting sixth in right field. Levi Jones batting seventh in left field. Mason Lee hitting eighth at second base. Tai Yukamoto batting ninth at short. And right-hander Nathan Marshall ready to go. And his first pitch is in there for a strike, and we are underway. As Nigel Calderon, the right-hand hitting left fielder, taking the first pitch from the pride of West Albany for strike one. The 0-1 pitch misses a little bit low. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. Brooke Knight was giving a little bit of a warning last night down in good old Springdale for arguing balls and strikes from the standpoint of the lower part of the zone, when he felt that neither team's pitchers were getting anything at the knees, and he let his opinion be known to the point that he was told, hey, that's enough. The 1-1 pitch misses for ball 2. Nathan comes back and misses high and away again. 3-1 the count to Nigel Calderon, leading things off with the Portland Pickles in Game 1 of this West Coast League Series. The 3-1 pitch lifted foul into the upper grandstand and actually missed landing in the Omaha room stands. Nestles down with our first action into Urchin Alley tonight. Running the count full, 3-2. Starker Forest Inc. Mini Bat Night. Great to have you with us. The 3-2 pitch is poked to right field. Sam Stem is right there, and Sam puts it away. 1 away, and Jackson Jaha will be the hitter. Jaha coming to the plate, hitting .286, just getting started this summer with the Pickles out of the University of Oregon. Jackson with 3 runs batted in. His father, John, a 10-year Major League slugger. First pitch to the right-hand hitting Jackson Jaha, in there for a strike, and the count 0-1. For the Knights defensively, Nathan Marshall and Anson Arrows the battery. Nathan ready, and the strike 1 pitch swung on in a 2-hopper to third. Tyler Quinn, the Knights' third baseman, fields cleanly and throws across to Blake Avila. And we have 2 down out of the gate in the opener of this 3-game series. That'll bring to the plate Dalton Mayshore, the designated hitter out of St. Mary's College, Madrigal country. There's still a Madrigal playing for St. Mary's, and played with Dalton this past spring. Mayshore with 2 outs and nobody on. Around the infield for the Knights, Blake Avila at first, Mason Lee at second, Tai Yukamoto at short, Tyler Quinn at third, Levi Jones in left, J.C. Ing in center, Sam Stem in right, and a fly ball to J.C. in straightaway center field. Ing puts it away, and Nathan Marshall does a nice job to set a tone. Pitching to contact, 3 outs in the top of the first inning. Murphy Geinger will try to do the same. We go to the bottom of the first on a warm night in Corvallis. The Pickles nothing. The Knights coming up on the Knights live stream and on 1240 Joe Radio. Bottom of the first inning. It's hard to imagine a better day than what we had today. I'd never checked the AQI, but I know it is still blessedly low. Yesterday it was in the teens. My guess is it would be today too, just judging by the visibility of Mary's Peak from our home in South Corvallis. Might have climbed into the 20s after back-to-back warm days, but it's a gorgeous night. We'll check it officially here in a moment. Great to have you with us as we go to the bottom of the first. Murphy Geinger misses high and away. Ball one to the Knights' leadoff hitter, J.C. Ing. No score in the bottom of the first inning. Geinger wearing number 77 on his back. Works out of the stretch with nobody on. Comes to the plate with a 1-0 pitch and misses high and away for ball two to J.C. The left-hand hitting center fielder takes a strike. 2-1 to J.C. Ing, standing in at 221, but with 19 runs batted in and 9 for 12 in stolen bases. Geinger to the plate. Ing, a slicing fly ball to left. Calderon lost it in the sun. Ing takes a turn and will hold with Calderon getting the ball back in. That is just, we talk about how beautiful it all is, and it is. But part of the beauty is that brilliant sunlight staring the left fielder in particular. It's the toughest position on the field at this hour of the night. And Calderon thought that he had it, kind of went down to a catcher's crouch at the last moment to try to bring it in. And it goes as a base hit for Ing. A slicing drive, that in itself a little bit difficult to read sometimes, but if it gets in the path of the sun, almost impossible to pull in. Tyler Quinn, the batter. Tyler is butting. He bunts it out in front of the mound. Coming off to get it is Geinger. Throws to first to Jesse Pierce for the out, but the sacrifice works perfectly. The Knights continuing to execute the small ball game at such a high level. And with one away, Blake Avila will stride to the plate. Out to the hill goes Andrew McKenna to talk things over with his battery mate Murphy Geinger. The home plate umpire wandered out to see what the conversation was all about. Comes a gentleman with a heavy coat on already, walking up the steps. Looks like a good, hard-working man. He can dress any way he wants, but I'm a little surprised at 90 degrees to see the heavy coat as he settles into a seat to our right. Blake Avila, the batter. No score, bottom of the first inning. J.C. Ing, a leadoff single, sacrificed to second by Quinn. Now Blake takes a strike. 0-1 the count. Avila with a very good series against the Springfield Drifters, swinging the bat well. Standing in as the Knights' leading hitter at .323. The leader in homers was Sam Stem with 2 and has 14 runs batted in. Geinger delivers Avila a fly ball to former Knight Kyler Stancato out in center. Kyler makes the catch. JC tags and will go to third on the fly ball to center field. 2 down, and Ethan Hedges will come to the plate. For the Portland Pickles defensively, a battery of Murphy Geinger and Andrew McKenna around the infield. Jesse Pierce at first, Armando Briseño at second, Jack Mecho at short, Jackson Jaha at third. In the outfield, Nigel Calderon in left, Stancato in center, and Zage Lancaster in right. Hedges takes a strike. 0-1 the count. J.C. Ing at third. The right-hander Murphy Geinger delivers in a late decision made by the right-hand swinging Hedges. Swings and foul tips it at the plate and is quickly in a hole. No balls and 2 strikes. Bottom of the first inning, no score. J.C. Ing at third with 2 down, and Geinger working quickly. Delivers and a poked fly ball towards left center. Playable for Stancato. Kyler puts it away. We've seen him do a lot of that. He helped the Knights win the championship here 2 summers ago. 2 putouts for Stancato. The Knights get a leadoff single and leave J.C. Ing stranded at third. And after 1, it's Portland nothing, the Knights nothing on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. No score as we move to the top of the second inning. Jesse Pierce, Jack Mecho, and Armando Briseño, the scheduled hitters for the Portland Pickles against Knights right-hander Nathan Marshall. The first pitch from Nathan, who retired the side in order last inning, swung on and missed. 0-1, Jesse Pierce out of the University of Nevada. Went to Skyline College. Swings and whacks it into right center field for a base hit. Hustling over is Sam Stem, rounding first. Jesse Pierce on his way for two. The throw coming back in from Stem, not in time. It's a leadoff double. Good swing. Hitting through the baseball the other way for Jesse Pierce, leading things off in the second. Jesse had a Zoilo Versailles type number coming in. Now, Versailles, whom I was so glad to get as a fan of the Dodgers growing up in the Southland, he came in 68. His MVP days in 65 were behind him. And he hit 196 for the Dodgers in 68. That was the figure that Pierce was standing in with at 196, but a very good swing. 2 homers, 7 RBIs, gets his first double of the summer. It's a leadoff two-bagger. The Pickles with a good opportunity here. Jack Mecho takes the first pitch for ball one from Nathan Marshall. No score in the second, but Mecho with a job to do here, mainly to get either Pierce home or moved. The 1-0 pitch, a strike, and the count 1-1 to Jack Mecho. Jesse Pierce out of the University of Nevada, a well-traveled player, Grayson College, Arkansas, and a second-team Mountain West player this past spring at Reno. 1 ball and 1 strike the count to Mecho. Jack swings and pokes one foul to the right. 1-2 the count, well out of play. Don't know if that's a little smoke beginning to drift over the stands here or just some scattered cirrus clouds. I don't know, but it has a little bit of brown in it, and that worries me a little when we are inveterate gazers of the sky, all of us. And is it beginning to drift in? The 1-2 pitch, off speed, line drive, base hit to right center field. Rounding third, on his way to the plate is Jesse Pierce. He will score, taking a turn and holding at second with the second straight double of the inning is Jack Mecho. The ball hit in a similar spot. This one maybe with a little more potency than even Pierce's double. Jesse scores. Jack Mecho out of the University of the Pacific in Stockton from Fairfield, California, drives in the first run of the game and the series. He's had a good summer. In fact, the leading hitter for the Pickles in the summer of 23, Mecho at .353, and just drove in his 34th run. So it's 1-0 Portland, and Armando Briseño, the batter. Nathan Marshall, giving up back-to-back two-baggers, glances back at Mecho, delivers a breaking ball that's looped in and out of the glove by Tai Yukamoto, moving to his left. And Armando Briseño is aboard on the soft liner. We'll see how Brooks Hatch scores it. Probably a base hit. Nope, that's going to be an E6 on Yukamoto. The ball was not hit that hard, and Tai moved a couple of steps to his left and was not able to bring the ball in. Dropped it on the move, so it's a bit of a tough error as errors go, but it is E6. Holding at second base, assuming the ball was going to be caught, Jack Mecho. Briseño aboard on the error, and now Zage Lancaster, the batter, with 2 on and nobody out. Lancaster bunts up along first, hugging the line, picked up in fair territory, shoveled by Anson Arrows to Blake Avila at first for the putout. The sacrifice executed well by Zage Lancaster out of the University of Hawaii. Transferring there, spent this past spring at New Mexico State. He gets the job done with the sacrifice 2-3. And the Pickles, who already have a run on the board, have a chance to pick up a couple of more now. Big Andrew McKenna steps in with runners at second and third and 1 out, 1-0. The Portland Pickles leading. McKenna, left-handed hitter from Hinsdale, Illinois, and competing on the Palouse at Washington State. He takes Marshall's first pitch. High and away, ball 1. When I say big, he's just a powerful looking, not tall, 5'11", but strong. Left-handed hitter, 5'11", 205 from Hinsdale, Illinois, out of the Midwest, but making his way after a couple of stops to Pullman. He swings and fouls one back, and the count 1-1 to Andrew McKenna. 1-0 Pickles, bottom of the second inning. Jack Mecho at third, Armando Brasino at second with one out. Kyler Stancato, a fan favorite with the Knights. I hope his folks, Kyle and Kristen, are in the ballpark. The 1-1 pitch misses high and away from Nathan Ball, 2-1 to McKenna. McKenna played at Holy Cross in the COVID-shortened season of 2020, and then in 21 and 22 came west, Santa Barbara Community College, and played 3 games for Coach Brian Green this past spring in Pullman. The 2-1 pitch to McKenna misses high and away, ball 3-1. Nathan Marshall goes behind the rubber down the backside of the slope, grabs the rosin bag, has a base to work with. He could be setting himself up for the double play with Stancato next if he puts McKenna aboard. 1-0 Portland in the second. The 3-1 pitch is lifted to right field and deep, but playable. It'll get a run home. Sam Stem goes back to the warning track. Tagging is Mecho, and he comes in to score. Moving into third base, Armando Brasino, and McKenna with a sacrifice fly to right. The Pickles lead it 2-0. The game being executed well here in the inning. Kyler Stancato to the plate. I'm going to ask Amy Weiss live on the air this question. That is smoke drifting in, is it not? Probably. Smoke? Yeah, that hurts my heart to think about it. We've had a blessedly clear summer. The AQI, the highest it's been, has been 55. I check it almost every day. But we definitely have some smoke drifting over the head of all of us enjoying this beautiful summer evening. And if you happen to know and are listening and can share some information about what's going on, the why and the wherefore of it, feel free. Stancato swings at the first pitch and fouls it back. The 0-1 pitch to Kyler. That's in there for a strike. 1-1 the count to Kyler Stancato, a stalwart with the Knights in the championship season 2 summers ago, stealing 22 bases, starting in 53 games in the Knights' 5th straight West Coast League championship. Pitch on the way to Kyler. Breaking ball misses. The count 1-2. And he has traveled a bit. Went to Curtis High School in Tacoma. Finished up Mountain Ridge in Glendale his junior and senior years. Left-handed hitter Stancato takes a fastball up and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Last spring with Washington State, had a 5 RBI game against the Beavers on March the 13th. Transferred to Cal State Bakersfield. He takes the 2-2 pitch low for ball 3-2, and a two-way player at Bakersfield this past spring. Outstanding young man, great family, and back at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field, trying to drive in a third run here for the Pickles, who lead it 2-0. The 3-2 pitch hooked down the right field line in the corner, foul. The count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes, with the Pickles leading 2-0. I'm going to check that AQI out and don't want to get too alarmed. I don't see a heavy amount of smoke, but we definitely have some drift from somewhere. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 down. Stancato awaits. The pitch to Kyler misses down and away. Good plate appearance for the veteran ball player. He draws the walk, and that turns the lineup over and brings Nigel Calderon to the plate. So after a quick 1-2-3 inning, quite the antithesis for Nathan Marshall here in the second inning. Back-to-back doubles to open the frame, an error, a sacrifice fly, a walk. The bases are loaded, 2 down for Calderon. Out of the stretch works Marshall, delivers a breaking ball a little bit high. Ball 1. Thank you, Paul. Paul Blackburn taking care of me tonight. I know that Blanche Dubois always depended on the kindness of strangers, and good for her. I depend on the kindness of of friends here in the ballpark to get me through. The 1-0 pitch, breaking ball in there for a strike from Nathan, and the count 1-1. Bases loaded, 2 down. Top of the second inning, 2 runs already in, and Nathan Marshall just trying to minimize damage here now. With Briseño at third, first and third, I should say. The pitch on the way is in there for a strike. Armando Briseño at third and Kyler Stancato at first. Calderon, who opened the game by flying to right field, takes strike 2. 1-2 to Nigel Calderon. Out of Lanai City, Lanai played this past spring at the University of Hawaii. Marshall trying to get him and end this. The 1-2 pitch was Stancato going in the turf. The underhand toss to the plate to Nathan Marshall, covering from Ansoneros, is in time to get Armando Briseño at the plate and end the inning. However, the Pickles do get 2. Good hustle by both Ansoneros and his battery mate Nathan Marshall to get the third out. But the Pickles get back-to-back doubles. They score 2 in the inning, and at the end of 1.5, Portland 2, the Knights nothing on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Ansoneros leads things off for the Corvallis Knights as we go to the bottom of the second inning. Yeah, the AQI has climbed into the 40s now. Ooh, I'm hurt. 0-1 the count to Anson. I knew it was climbing. What a gorgeous day it was. So I'm not quite sure what to make of the smoke drifting in. We've been blessed by comparison in this part of the world of late. Not dealing with the smoke of the wildfires, but it feels like, I hope it's not the beginning of sorrows. Arrows with a bunt up along third, foul. And the count 1-2 to the Knights switch hitting catcher, bottom of the second. 2-0 Pickles. Murphy Geinger getting the start in game 1. His first start of the summer, 22 1/3 inning. 15 hits, only 5 earned, 7 walks, 21 strikeouts, a record of 3-0, and an earned run average of 2.01. Delivers a fastball to Anson away, ball 2, 2-2. Arrows hitting .235, and this is 14th game with the Knights, a homer and 8 runs batted in. Geinger from the stretch comes to the plate, breaking ball misses, and the count goes full. 3-2 to Ansoneros with Sam Stem on deck. Geinger from the stretch with the bases empty delivers, and Anson gets a piece of it, fouling it straight back to stay alive. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Arrows with Sam Stem on deck. Levi Jones to follow. Game 1 of 3 tomorrow night. Cap night. Be among the first 250 fans. You'll get a brand new Corvallis Knights cap. Ground ball back of third, backhanded by Jaha. Jackson fields cleanly and throws arrows out. Nice play by Jackson, one away, and Sam Stem will come to the plate. Sam hitting .233, but as .233s go, it's a pretty good one. I think it was in Love and Death, and I'll just leave if you remember when Woody Allen, somebody said something, well, something without love is such an empty experience, and said, well, yes, but as empty experiences go, it's not a bad one. The pitch on the way to Sam Stem, a ground ball back at first, grabbed by Jesse Pierce, runs into the bag for out number 2. As .233s go, it's a pretty good one. Sam Stem only hitting .233, but he has been a very productive hitter, hitting in the clutch, tied for the team lead in homers with 2, and by far the team leader in runs batted in with 26. But he grounds out here, quickly 2 down, Levi Jones the batter. Levi, the left-hand hitting left fielder, looks at a breaking ball from Murphy Geinger for a strike. 0-1 the count to Levi. Jones hitting .240 with 5 runs batted in. His teammate to be at Oregon State, Joey Munt, back in uniform tonight with the Knights. It was good to see Joey in the clubhouse in uniform. I had been given a sense that he might be shut down for the summer, but Joey told me today, no, I think I'm hot Sunday in Game 3 of this series. So that was great to see Joey back in uniform, and looks forward to pitching this weekend. The pitch to Jones, fastball taken on the inside corner, strike 3 called. Levi fans, the Knights go in order. After 2 in Game 1 of this 3-game series, the Pickles 2 and the Knights nothing on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. We go to the third. My niece Tatum, my grandniece Tatum, is here with my nephew Travis, his wife Tara, and they're expecting another. Tatum, I can't quite remember how old she is, but they just came up to give me a hug and a high five. So even though we're down 2-0, it's a good night to be at the ballpark. As we go to the third, Nathan Marshall working on Nigel Calderon back at the plate. He was at the plate when Armando Briseño was thrown out of the plate trying to score on a pitch that got away from Anson Arrows. Calderon hits a ground ball to second. Mason Lee scoops it up the artificial turf and throws to first for the out. Calderon now 0 for 2. And coming to the plate will be Jackson Jaha, who grounded out to third in his first at-bat. Jackson out of Clackamas High School, a 15th round pick coming out of Clackamas. He swings and drives one into left center field. This has a chance to be an extra base hit. Moving over is Levi Jones to cut it off and prevent Jaha from going for two. Jackson a big turn and holds on the long single. Good hustle by Jones into the gap. But a solid single for Jackson. A one-out base hit, and that brings Dalton Mayshore to the plate. The Pickles have come in swinging the bats well. They're 20-10 overall. The Knights at 21-12. And Jaha with the one-out single will be held on at first by Blake Avila. 2-0 Pickles in the third. Mayshore flied to center in his first at-bat. He takes a first pitch breaking ball strike from Nathan Marshall. 0-1 the count. Nathan getting his sign from Anson Arrows. And the right-hander back to the plate. Breaking ball grounded sharply by the diving Tyler Quinn into left field for a base hit. Levi Jones gets that one back in. Jaha stops at second. Back-to-back base hits in the third. And that's 4 hits, 2 doubles, a couple of singles against Nathan Marshall. As we play on in the third, Jesse Pierce hit the double to right field last inning and ended up scoring moments later on a double by Jack Metcho. So the Pickles already up 2-0 with an opportunity to add to the lead in the third inning. Warm, not much of a breeze tonight. What we do have rippling the American flag, blowing it out slightly towards left center. First pitch just misses to Jesse Pierce. 1 ball and no strikes to Jesse, 6'3", 200-pounder out of Las Vegas, stayed in state to play at the University of Nevada. 1 ball and no strikes. Nathan comes set. The hometown kid out of West Albany High School back to the plate, delivers a high pop foul, and the Urchins are going to have some action in Urchin Alley. The ball dropping in, and they're waiting. They give chase in the alley, and one of them has come up with a souvenir. They ought to figure out a way to play a game during the course of the game, a game within the game, and call it 500. You might be able to catch some balls on the fly, get yourself 100 points, 75 on the one hopper, 50 on the two. Off speed, a check swing taken for a strike on the upper part of the zone. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count to Jesse Pierce with Jack Metcho on deck. Jackson Jaha at second, Dalton Mayshore at first, but I have a feeling if I yelled to the Urchins, hey, do you guys know how to play 500? I think the answer, don't you think, would be, what, 500? No, I don't. That would be my concern. The 1-2 pitch missing in the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now some of you, yeah, 500, what the heck. Most of you played 500, right? Right? I hope. Now, over the line, that's expecting too much. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 1 out. The 2-2 pitch hit high in the air, foul down the right field line. This will carry towards the Jack Riley concourse and down towards Casey Corner. Pat Casey, I'm sure, grew up playing a lot of 500 and over the line and other forms of sort of pickup baseball in the parks and the schools. We have a much more well-organized machine for youngsters now, and that's okay. They get a lot of great instruction and coaching and experiences. But something to be said, we've given up a little bit in the impromptu games of 500 at the park, have we not? The 2-2 pitch from Marshall, breaking ball just outside. Ball 3, 3-2 to Jesse Pierce. 2-0 Pickles, top of the third inning. Jackson Jaha at second, Dalton Mayshore at first. 3-2 to Pierce with Jack Metcho on deck. Big moment in the ball game right here for Nathan, trying to keep the Knights within 2. The 3-2 pitch is high to load him up. So he's in some hurt here, and we'll see if Bo Kearns makes a trip out. Bases loaded, 1 out. And Jack Metcho, one of the top RBI men in the West Coast League, coming to the plate. So no Bo Kearns going out, but the Knights will get some activity with the redoubtable Sean Weiss, who had a brilliant performance a couple of nights ago in Springfield, heading down to the bullpen. Jack Mecho with the bases loaded. Drove in his 34th run last inning. Takes high and inside here. Ball one, 1-0. The Pickles already leading 2-0 and have the sacks full with one out. The Knights infield at double play depth. Marshall trying to get himself bailed out here with a ground ball. The 1-0 pitch, a ground ball to third. Quinn charges, steps on third for one, throws to first for the double play, and the inning is over. Nathan Marshall had him set up all the way. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left. After 2.5, Portland 2 and the Knights nothing on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio.
In Corvallis, Qdoba, making the world a more flavorful place.
Hey fans, if the Knights get a hit during the 3rd inning, everyone...
Bottom of the 3rd inning, 2-0 Portland. Murphy Geinger goes to work on Mason Lee, and the right-hander throws a breaking ball strike. 0-1 to the Knights' second baseman. Geinger, kind of a 3-quarter style, dropping down a bit by way of third. Out of the stretch, delivers, strike 2. 0-2 to Mason, the pride of Cal State Northridge. Hitting .206 with a couple of runs batted in. Swings and hits one foul off to the right and out of play. The count remains no balls and 2 strikes to Mason Lee. Tai Yukamoto on deck, then back to the top of the order. And J.C. Ng. Geinger, strike 2 pitch, grounded back up the middle. The ball bounces off the bag at second and taking a turn, digging for 2. A head first slide. And he's in safely as Mason Lee taking advantage of the ball bouncing off the bag for a leadoff double. Such an intelligent baseball play on Mason Lee's part. That was a routine ground ball through the box, back up the middle, until it wasn't. Until it hit the bag, caught the ball up in the air and kind of gave it an angle towards right center. And so Mason Lee, computing all of that as he rounded first, thought, I can get 2, and he did. Tai Yukamoto, the batter, and Tai takes the first pitch from Geinger inside, ball 1. The Knights' second base hit, predicated on the legs of Mason Lee. Yukamoto trying to at least move him, if not get him home. Geinger delivers down and away, ball 2, 2-0. 2-0 Pickles, bottom of the 3rd. When you visit Corvallis to catch Knights baseball, we encourage you to stay at the Best Western Corvallis, the official hotel partner of your Corvallis Knights. The largest hotel rooms in the city and an outdoor heated pool. Wherever life takes you, Best Western is there. The 2-0 pitch is a called strike, much to the astonishment of Tai Yukamoto, Brooke Knight, the Knights dugout, and 1,000 fans. 2-1 to Yukamoto. Mason Lee at second, nobody out. Tai swings and golfs one to the left. Coming over is Jackson Jaha. This one lands a couple of rows above the protective netting down the line. The count even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. I was so glad to see that netting go up, I believe, after the regional here in 2013. Might have been the regional or super regional. The Beavers ended up winning both and going to Omaha. But before that netting was up, a line drive went into the stands and hit a young girl in the lower part of the grandstands in the head. And she ended up being fine, but it was a frightening moment. The netting went up the following year. 2-2 breaking ball hits Tai Yukamoto. Tai, trying to twist out of the way of it, may have inadvertently leaned into it, but no argument forthcoming from Mark Magdaleno on the thought of Yukamoto intentionally getting hit. And that'll bring J.C. Ng to the plate. Now, I mentioned Versailles earlier, 196 and 68. In 68, Drysdale 58 and 2/3, scoreless. The pitch on the way to J.C. Ng, he's up there to bunt and bunts foul. With runners at first and second and nobody out, the Knights trailing 2-0. Dick Dietz was hit by a pitch for the Giants in Drysdale's 5th consecutive shutout in 68 with the bases loaded. Dietz took a 2-2 curveball off his left arm but made no attempt to get out of the way. The strike one pitch with JC showing bunt taken high and away, and the count 1-1. The rule at the major league level then, and I still believe is, it's been modified at the collegiate ranks, you don't have to make an attempt, but in 68, and I think it still holds, you have to make an attempt to get out of the way of a pitched ball. The 1-1 pitch gets through the catcher, Andrew McKenna, and the runners move up 90 feet on a wild pitch. Mason Lee to third, Tai Yukamoto to second. The pitch missing down and in to Ng, who pulled the bat back, and now JC with a chance to drive in a run or two here, with the Knights trailing 2-0, runners at second and third and nobody out. Dietz stood on the right side of the box, bases loaded, nobody out. 2-2 curveball hit him, but he stood there a la Kalija. Wanted to take his base and end the streak. The pitch to JC, high and away, ball 3, 3-1. I remember as a 9-year-old boy listening to every game of that 68 6 straight shutout streak by Drysdale and living and dying with each pitch during it. The 3-1 pitch over the top from Geinger, up and away, ball 4 to load him up. Geinger changed his arm slot a little bit there, went over the top, still missed, and now the bases are loaded with nobody out. And that'll bring to the plate Tyler Quinn, with the pitching coach Brian Grant on his way out for a visit with Murphy Geinger. Portland leading 2-0, but the Knights have the bases loaded and nobody out for Tyler. But I remember listening to that ball game on the radio back in the days when there were very few games on television. Back in the days we were playing 500 and some Little League ball too, but a lot of pickup ball, sandlot ball, workup. I don't again, workup, what? Yeah, okay, I know. Scully said 2-2 curve hit him. And I just started to cry because the streak was over. Bases loaded. 2-2 curveball hit him, said Vinny. And then Vinny said something, well, wait a minute now. It may have hit the bat. And a long argument, about 10 minutes worth, that he made no attempt to get out of the way of the pitch ball. Tyler Quinn, after the visit from Geinger with his pitching coach Brian Grant, Tyler steps in, swings and misses. 0-1 the count. 2-0 Portland, bottom of the third. The Knights with the bases loaded and nobody out. Mason Lee at third, Tai Yukamoto at second, J.C. Ng at first. A check swing and a breaking ball in the turf. Good block by Andrew McKenna. And the count even to Tyler at 1 ball and 1 strike. Tyler had a pinch hit in the 9th inning last night to help take the Knights from an 8-6 lead to 10-6. They're able to cruise home and get the 3-game sweep of the Drifters. The 1-1 fastball a little low, ball 2, 2-1. So the Knights entering second half play at 4-2 tonight. Down 2-0 early, but a great opportunity to change that here in the bottom of the third. Bases loaded, nobody out. The 2-1 pitch to Tyler, a ground ball to third, fielded by Jaha, goes to Briseño for one, on to first. Double play, nicely done by the Pickles. Jackson Jaha starting the 5-4-3 double play ball. On the play, Mason Lee scores. The Knights have a run, but a potential big inning could have just been nullified by the around the horn twin killing. On the play, Tai Yukamoto to third. Blake Avila, the batter. Avila flied to center in the first inning. 2-1 Pickles. So both teams benefiting from double play balls here in the third. Over the top comes Geinger and misses down and in to Avila. 1 ball and no strikes. Geinger varying his arm slot. Often will drop down 3/4, but he's over the top here, and Avila, line drive, base hit to left field. Yukamoto comes down the line to score, and the Knights pull even at 2 on the clutch 2-out base hit by Blake Avila. That's a type of hit, too, that picks up everybody's spirits. Ethan Hedges, the batter. Ethan flied to center in the first inning. We're in the third, a 2-2 tie. Geinger from the stretch delivers, breaking ball strike to Ethan, 0-1 the count. Because after the double play ball, the Pickles are thinking, hey, okay, we're going to get out of it, still have the lead. And Avila does a nice job to serve one the other way and get the game-tying base hit. 0-1 to Ethan Hedges, a 2-2 tie. Avila at first and 2 down. The strike 1 pitch, another breaking ball, a check swing taken down and away. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. Nice to be back at beautiful Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. The trip to Springfield, 2 of the last 3 nights, enjoyable. But there's no place like home. I think I heard somebody say a throw to first and Blake Avila back. Last night, about 14 members of the Corvallis Knights staff made the trip down to Springfield and gave a nice rooting presence for the Knights as they finished the sweep of the Drifters. The 1-1 breaking ball to Ethan Hedges outside, ball 2, 2-1. The Knights not winning the first half in the South and stumbled out of the gate, losing 2 of 3 in Longview. Swept the Drifters, have pulled even here in the third. The 2-1 pitch outside, ball 3, and trying to get back to the consistent, strong play that has characterized Knights baseball through the years, beginning in the summer of 2007 when Dan Siegel brought the club to Corvallis. Geinger over the top, the 3-1 fastball, high, ball 4. Anson Arrows will come to the plate. So the double play ball looked as though it was going to get Geinger out of serious difficulty, but he gave up the game-tying base hit with 2 outs. Now issues a walk. It is difficult to look through the glare, the bright sun, and the screen and everything beyond the left field fence. I don't think anyone's throwing yet in the Pickles pen, but yet the operative word. Arrows grounded to third last inning. The pitch to Anson, away. Ball 1, 1-0. Knights baseball presented by First Alternative Co-op. They make it easy for your family to buy local, to eat healthy. They've been at it since 1970. Our thanks to the First Alternative Co-op, 2 locations in Corvallis. Everyone welcome at the First Alternative Co-op. The pitch to Anson fouled back, and the count 1-1. A 2-2 tie, bottom of the third inning. The Knights and Pickles again tomorrow night, 6:35 on cap night. Be amongst the first 250 and get yourself a new Corvallis Knights cap. 2 on, 2 out, 2 in. Geinger from the stretch delivers to Anson, who swings and fouls it back. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the right-hander Murphy Geinger, transfer from Northern Oklahoma. This past spring at the University of Northern Colorado, 76 strikeouts in 57 innings. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Arrows. Geiger delivers the breaking ball up and away. Ball 2, 2-2. The Pickles scored 2 in the second, had the bases loaded with 1 out in the top of this third inning. A double play ball induced by Nathan Marshall kept it at a 2-run deficit. The Knights have pulled even. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 2 out. The 2-2 pitch hit foul down the left field line off the top of the TNT Builders party deck roof. A few revelers on this Friday night enjoying the view and the early evening sunshine down the line. Most of the ballpark now in shadows under the lights at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field, and some troubling smoke drifting over our heads a bit. Still a gorgeous night. Another 2-2 pitch coming to Arrows, and it sails high and away. Ball 3, 3-2. A double, a hit batter, a walk, a double play, a single, a walk. Now the runners will go on a 3-2 pitch. Blake Avila from second, Ethan Hedges from first. They do. The 3-2 pitch, a ground ball wide of first, fielded by Jesse Pierce. Underhands to Geiger covering at first for the out. And the Knights settle for the tie, but they do get the tie. 2 runs in the inning. A clutch base hit by Blake Avila. 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. At the end of 3, the Pickles 2 and the Knights 2 on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Through 3 innings at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field, the Portland Pickles 2 runs, 4 hits, and no errors. The Knights 2 runs, 3 hits, and 1 error. Armando Briseño against Nathan Marshall, with the breezes picking up just a bit, blowing out towards left center field as we go to the 4th. The first pitch from Marshall misses high to Armando. Aboard on an error in his first at-bat. The 1-0 pitch swung on and missed. 1-1 the count. Armando Briseño, Zage Lancaster, and Andrew McKenna, the scheduled hitters for Portland in the 4th of a 2-2 tie. Fastball lifted foul towards Urchin Alley. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count to Armando. Briseño out of Jordan Villeman country, Etiwanda High School, Fontana, California. The 1-2 pitch on the way, down and away, 10 years ago. 10 years ago this summer, the summer of 2013. I remember sitting up here with an incoming freshman by the name of Jordan Villeman, talking to him on the air during the night's broadcast. Etiwanda High School in Fontana. The 2-2 pitch to Briseño hit foul to the right and out of play. Oh, to be young again, McDowell, as Chris Berman said, but not that I was young. In 2013, I wasn't, but 10 years ago, it's gone fast. The 2-2 pitch pulled down the left field line in the corner. Armando Briseño will get the 3rd extra base hit of the evening. This will be the 3rd double with Briseño pulling into second. A leadoff two-bagger for Briseño, the pride of Etiwanda. Competed at Long Beach State University for the Dirtbags this past spring. And he gets a leadoff two-bagger here in the fourth. So the Knights worked hard to pull even, but now the Pickles here in the fourth with a chance to get the lead right back. Zage Lancaster, the hitter. A 2-2 tie in the top of the fourth inning. Lancaster sacrificed in the second. He swings and lifts one to right field here. Sam Stem moving over. This should be deep enough to move Briseño. Stem the catch. Briseño tags and does indeed motor 90 feet into third. A nice job by Lancaster. Has executed the game well now twice. A sacrifice in his first plate appearance. Flies deep enough to right here to move Briseño to third. And with one away, Andrew McKenna the batter. McKenna a sacrifice fly in the second as the Pickles try to execute the game well again in this situation. A runner at third, less than two. They came up with a sac fly from McKenna, and he's looking for another one, and he'll get one. A fly ball to right. Stem is lining it up. Briseño tags on his way to the plate. Stem's throw to the plate is not in time, and McKenna has done his job twice with a sacrifice fly to right field in both plate appearances. It's now the Pickles 3 and the Knights 2 as Portland gets the lead right back. And Kyler Stancato, the hitter. And again, I do not know if Kyler's folks made the trip in. Kyle and Kristen, great folks, really enjoyed their hospitality here, watching Kyler play and help the Knights win a title. But I hope if they are here, if you're not here, if you're coming down, be sure to drop by and say hello. The first pitch is pulled foul by Stancato deep in the right field corner, out of play. No balls and a strike. The 0-1 pitch to Kyler in there for strike two. Kyler went from 1-2 to a walk in the second inning. He's up there with the bases empty, but the Pickles have scored a run to regain the lead at 3-2 in the fourth. Marshall kicks and comes 0-2, whacked back up the middle into center field for a base hit. A two-out single for Stancato. The Pickles have swung the bats well, and Kyler, who stole 22 bases 2 summers ago, on board here, has not had as big of a summer thus far, hitting under the Mendoza line, but getting a base hit. He's 5 for 8 in stolen base opportunities. Nigel Calderon, the batter. Nigel has flied to right and grounded to second. Nathan Marshall working with Anson Arrows, his battery mate, misses high and inside with a fastball. 1-0 the count around the infield. Blake Avila at first. Mason Lee at second. Ty Yukamoto at short. Tyler Quinn at third. With Levi Jones in left. J.C. Ing in center. And Sam Stem in right. The outfield fanned out straight away. Left field, the trouble zone. A throw to first on a hop. Good pick by Blake Avila. Stancato gets back. 1 ball and no strikes in the top of the fourth inning. 3-2 Portland in game 1 of this 3-game series. Game 2 tomorrow night at 6:35. Cap night. Fastball high from Nathan. And the count 2 balls and no strikes. Sean Weiss was shuttled down to the bullpen during some of Nathan's troubles last inning, and my sense is Sean's probably getting ready now in case anything else goes awry for Nathan here in the fourth. A run on the board, the Pickles with a lead back. Now Marshall turns and throws to first again, and Stancato again back to the bag. Sunday, the series concludes with the Portland Pickles a 105 game. That'll be College Spotlight Day presented by Linfield. The next pitch hit sharply up the middle, backhanded by Lee, and Mason sprawling to his right. A good clean pick, shovels to Ty Yukamoto for the force at second on Stancato, and the inning is over. However, the Pickles get a leadoff double and cash it in and regain the lead at the end of 3.5. The Pickles 3 and the Knights 2 on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Bottom of the fourth inning at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field, 3-2 Portland. The first pitch to Sam Stem misses away from right-hander Murphy Geinger. The 1-0 pitch, fastball away, ball 2. Sam Stem, Levi Jones, and Mason Lee in the bottom of the fourth against Geinger. The Knights picked up 2 runs to tie, but the Pickles came right back to regain the lead. Sam swings and taps one foul at the plate. 2 balls and a strike to Sam. Linfield University to be highlighted here on Sunday. A 105 first pitch. Stem swings and grounds one foul past Coach Nags. The count 2-2. Brooke Knight, of course, in his usual post at third. Ed Nags coaching at first. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Sam Stem. Levi Jones on deck. Geinger out of the stretch. The right-hander kicks, delivers. Stem, a drive to right field. Lancaster goes back. If it's fair, it has a chance. So long! Sam Stem, a line drive home run, just fair and just over the fence and right, and we're tied at 3. Sam Stem leaps high, celebrating with Mason Lee, jumping high in the air before descending the steps in the dugout, the Gary Baker dugout on the third base side, after a line drive in the seats just over the right field fence, the 8-foot fence, and into the first row of bleachers and straightaway right. Good swing by Sam to tie the ball game at 3. He now assumes the team lead in home runs. There's that as 2:33s go. It's a very good one. Doctrine. Levi Jones takes a strike. The 0-1 pitch misses low to Levi. 1-1 the count. Levi struck out looking in his first at-bat. A 3-3 tie in the fourth. Geinger delivers. Levi gets a little big on the 1-1 pitch. Swings and misses. And the count 1-2. Mason Lee waits his turn. A 3-3 tie. Bottom of the fourth. Geinger to the plate. Levi swings and rolls over on it. A chopper back at first. Jesse Pierce fields cleanly and takes it to the bag himself. 1 away, and the batter will be Mason Lee, who doubled. A leg double, grounding one back up the middle off the bag into center field last inning, and ended up scoring the first of 2 runs. Geinger and Andrew McKenna, the battery for the Pickles. The first pitch on the way. Breaking ball dropped. 1-0 to Mason. Jesse Pierce at first. Armando Briseño at second. Jack Mecho at short. Jackson Jaha at third. Geinger back to the plate. Fastball over the top. Away. Ball 2, 2-0. In the outfield for the Pickles, Nigel Calderon in left. Kyler Stancato in center. Zage Lancaster in right. The 2-0 pitch in there for a strike to Mason. 2-1 the count. Tai Yukamoto on deck. Good ball game. A 3-3 tie in the fourth. Slider, a strike, and the count 2-2. Tai Yukamoto waiting his turn. A good crowd. The 2-2 pitch is slapped down the right field line. Moving over is Zage Lancaster to make the catch in fair territory. Good swing by Lee going with the pitch. But Lancaster was positioned well to be able to run a couple of steps toward the foul line to pull it in. 2 down in the bottom of the fourth, and Tai Yukamoto hit by a pitch and scored a run last inning to the plate. Geinger delivers, and the breaking ball hits Tai Yukamoto. He's been up twice and hit twice, and he trots down to first, bringing J.C. Ing to the plate and giving Coach Brooke Knight something perhaps to think about here in terms of the running game. Ty, very adept at it, 9 for 10 in stolen bases. He and J.C. Ing share the team lead in that category with 9 apiece. J.C. Ing, the batter. J.C. takes a first pitch fastball knee high in the inner half for a strike. 0-1 the count. The last time that Ty was hit brought back memories of the '68 Dick Dietz non-hit batsman play. The 0-1 pitch taken for strike 2. I can hear all of that deep in the heart's core. Just I remember the verbiage, the phraseology, the moments. 2-2 curve hit him. Oh, it hit the bat. And the Giants are all over the plate umpire. It hit the bat. And then Vinny went on in his inimitable way to describe, no, it didn't really hit the bat, but what happened was, and he had the rule book on it, that's a Rule 608 that says a batter must make an attempt to get out of the way of a pitch. And Dietz stood there, again, a la Kalijah, and was not awarded first base, and Drysdale ended up getting out of it. A late break by Tai Yukamoto. The throw to second is not in time. Tai with a delayed steal, but catching the Pickles a little bit unawares, gets his 10th bag of the year. That's brought to you by Pape Material Handling, making another contribution with All Pro Property Services to Community Outreach, Inc. For every stolen base, our thanks to Pape Material Handling. Meanwhile, 1-2 to Ing, looking to give the Knights the lead. He hits a fly ball to left, backing up with the sun in his eyes. Nigel Calderon nevertheless stays with it. He's made the adjustment out there, makes the catch, and the inning is over. But Sam Stem's leadoff homer pulls the Knights even. We are through 4. Sean Weiss will be coming into the ball game here momentarily as he trots in from out of the left field corner. We will take a 2-minute, get caught up on some things, a 2-minute pitching change break. Back in 2 minutes in this 3-3 tie, moving to the 5th on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. A 3-3 tie as we move to the top of the 5th inning on this beautiful Friday night in Corvallis. Left-hander Sean Weiss coming off 5 innings of brilliance and a win in Springfield on Tuesday night. Delivers a first pitch strike to Jackson Jaha. 0-1 the count. Jackson has grounded to third and singled to left. I'm going to ask you, Casey, have these two guys faced each other in the past, Jaha and Sean? Ever? Clackamas High School. Okay, the strike 1 pitch missing away, and the count 1-1 from Sean Weiss, making his 9th appearance. 17 innings, 17 hits, 13 strikeouts, a record of 3-0, including the 5 great innings against the Drifters Tuesday in what essentially amounted to a start, taking over for Sam Sturr, 2 batters into the game, and worked 5 scoreless. He delivers outside, ball 2, 2-1 to Jaha. The 2-1 pitch, Sean misses for ball 3, 3-1. Jackson Jaha, Dalton Mayshore, and Jesse Pierce in the 5th of a 3-3 tie. Sean working quickly, the veteran left-hander, comes back to the plate with a 3-1 pitch, swung on and missed to run the count full to Jackson, 3-2. Sean peering into Ansoneros, and the 3-2 pitch on the way, taken inside, ball 4. The Pickles have been a pretty impressive club in terms of their approach in this ball game. The Knights pulled even on the Sam Stem homer at 3, but just after the Knights pulled even at 2 last inning, they executed their way into getting the lead back. And now, to that end, Jaha aboard on a walk. Dalton Mayshore the hitter. And we'll see if the Pickles are able to execute the game again. Mayshore the 3-hole hitter. The Knights not expecting bunt. Mayshore takes a strike. 0-1 the count. Mayshore is flied to center and singled to left. Jaha held on at first by Blake Avila. The strike 1 pitch, a check swing foul at the plate, and the count quickly 0-2 to Dalton. 214, a homer, 14 runs batted in. Mayshore is the son of former major leaguer Damon Mayshore, who's the hitting coordinator for the Los Angeles Angels. No balls and 2 strikes to Dalton Mayshore. Breaking ball gets through Ansoneros, a wild pitch, and Jaha down to second, which means again the Pickles are in a situation where if they just simply execute the game, they could regain the lead with a couple of outs. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Dalton Mayshore, with Jackson Jaha at second, a 3-3 tie in the 5th. Sean Reddy, the lefty to the plate. The 1-2 pitch hit foul towards Urchin Alley beyond the Omaha room. Well out of play. One ball and 2 strikes on this pleasant Friday night. Expecting a hot one tomorrow in the mid-90s expected here in the Mid-Valley. The 1-2 pitch lifted foul again. Similar spot into the alley to our right. The cool of the evening, though, the grand phrase from ancient history and something we've all experienced and savored. This is the place for the cool of the evening. Even if it's mid-90s by day, by now as we approach 8 o'clock after a 93-degree day here, it is just the place to be. The pitch from Sean Weiss swung on and missed. Strike 3 to get Mayshore. 1 away, and Jesse Pierce, the batter. Jesse, big right-handed hitter, has doubled to right and walked. A 3-3 tie in the 5th. Sean looking for a landing spot coming out of and in, too. He's still in the portal and waiting to see what his next stop will be. He delivers a first pitch fastball for a strike. 0-1 the count. Great work at George Fox. Tremendous work with the Knights. Got him an opportunity at the University of Hawaii that, for reasons unknown, with apologies to the Killers, didn't quite go as well as had been expected for Sean, and didn't get many opportunities there. The strike 1 pitch foul back in the count 0-2. So into the portal, and wherever he lands, he will be on a roster and pitch well for any team that is wise enough to give him an opportunity next spring. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Fastball in and out of the mid of Ansoneros, high and inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes Sean Weiss's first inning of work, pride of Canby High School, and helped the Knights each of the last 2 summers bring home championships, trying to do it again here in the summer of 23. A brilliant season last year, 5-0 with 6 saves. The 1-2 pitch on the way from Sean, swung on, foul tipped and held for strike 3, 2 down. Changing speeds and location. That time an elevated fastball, just such a pitcher of craft and guile. Jack Mecho, the batter. A Canbyite indeed, in whom there is some guile. Mecho has doubled and grounded into a double play, a 3-3 tie in the top of the 5th inning. Sean Weiss ready, delivers, and misses low, ball 1-0. I remember being on a bus with former men's basketball coach Craig Robinson, who was talking to the guys on the bus about guile. He said, you need some guile in the game, guys. What's guile, Coach? It was funny to listen to Craig try to explain guile to the OSU men's basketball players circa 2011-12. And then he went on to talk about you need to, as I was talking about 500 earlier, Sean Weiss delivers a strike and the count 1-1. Craig took up for the game of 1-on-1. The 1-1 pitch fouled into Urchin Alley in the count 1-2. His argument was you learn a lot of guile playing a lot of one-on-one basketball, one-on-one games, a fight to the finish. And he said not enough guys just do that anymore amongst themselves. And he said, we're going to have you guys play some one-on-one instead of practicing one of these days. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jack Mecho. Swings a ground ball to the left of the shortstop, Yukamoto. Ty picks it up and throws to first, and the inning is over. An excellent job by a guy with a little guile, Sean Weiss. A leadoff walk, a wild pitch. The Pickles were set up to regain the lead, but Sean Weiss with 2 strikeouts and a ground ball. We go to the bottom of the 5th, still tied. The Pickles 3 and the Knights 3 on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. A 3-3 tie as we move to the bottom of the 5th inning. A bespectacled left-hander comes in for the Portland Pickles after a good outing from Murphy Geinger. A 3-3 tie as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Big Liam Miller is the new pitcher, 6'6", 245. Rancho Palos Verdes, California, and competing at Washington State. Tyler Quinn, Blake Avila, and Ethan Hedges in a Pac-12 Futures matchup with Tyler on his way to the University of Utah. And Liam Miller already established with Washington State into the ball game in this 3-3 tie in the bottom of the fifth. Liam with 3 appearances, just 3 innings of work this past spring for the Cougars. The 6'6 lefty to the plate, to the right hand, hitting Quinn, who drives it to the alley in deep left center. Stancato going back, though, has a play and makes the catch. The ball was well struck, but in the end, it's just a long, loud out for Quinn. Good swing, 1 away, and Blake Avila, the hitter. A 3-3 tie in the bottom of the 5th inning. Blake with a clutch 2-out single to get the Knights even in the 3rd. Liam Miller nods yes and goes to work on the future Antelope at Grand Canyon University. Blake takes down and away, ball 1, 1-0. 3-3 tie, bottom of the 5th. Blake 1 for 2, the Knights' leading hitter in the summer of 23. The 1-0 pitch in there for a strike from Liam. 1-1 the count. Miller making his 6th appearance, his first out of the bullpen. 18 in the 3rd innings, 14 hits, 9 walks, 24 strikeouts. Avila whacks one to the gap into right center field. This will land between Stancato and Zage Lancaster, and Avila into second with a 1-out double. The Knights have squared up a couple of baseballs here in the inning. A long, loud out for Quinn to open the frame. Now Avila a double into the gap in right center. Ethan Hedges, the hitter, has flied to center and walked. All Pro Property Services has the bases covered. They've been taking care of people and with their investment properties for many years now. And if you need any work on your property, if it's dirty, dingy, or worn, call on the good folks at All Pro Property Services. They have the bases covered and have helped people get the best out of their properties now for many years. Our thanks to the sponsorship of All Pro Property Services, and that comes to mind because that's where the ball landed, the base of the fence. The All Pro Property Services sign emblazoned out in right center. Ethan Hedges takes low and away. There goes Avila to third, and without a throw, he goes in standing up. The pitch taken for a strike by Ethan Hedges. Good base running by Avila, but also an intelligent baseball play by Hedges in that he saw certainly peripherally Avila take off, and he didn't offer it the pitch. He took it. Now the infield in for the Pickles, the 1-1 pitch, low and inside to Ethan for ball 2. 2-1 the count. He had the luxury of taking the 1-0 pitch for a strike because the count was 1-0. Coach Magdaleno bringing the infielders in at the edge of the green as the Knights try to break the tie. 3-3 here in the bottom of the 5th. The 2-1 pitch to Hedges, down and in for ball 3. 3-1. Heads up base running by Blake, swiping third when no one was paying any attention to him. Now Hedges trying to get him home. The 3-1 pitch fouled straight back. The count full to Ethan at 3-2. Anson Arrows on deck, a 3-3 tie. Bottom of the 5th inning. No better place to be than right here in the cool of the evening at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. Cap night tomorrow night, a 1:05 start come Sunday. The 3-2 pitch from Miller, off speed, inside, ball 4. And the Knights with runners at first and third, and 1 out for Anson Arrows. Anson, the switch hitter, will turn around and bat from the right side.
Now your catcher from the University of Oregon, here's number 43, Anson Arrows.
Arrows is 0 for 2. Knights have runners at first and third and 1 out in a 3-3 tie. Out of the stretch works the lefty, Liam Miller. Tosses over to first. Back to the bag steps Ethan Hedges. Miller nods yes to his battery mate, Andrew McKenna. Couple of looks over at first to Hedges. His first pitch to Arrows. In there for a strike to Anson. 0-1 the count. Anson is looking for his 9th run batted in of the summer here. The infield a double play depth for the Pickles. A 3-3 tie in the bottom of the 5th. Avila at third, Hedges at first, a snap throw to first. Getting back easily is Ethan Hedges. No balls and a strike to Arrows, a switch hitting catcher. Jim Wilson was telling me earlier today he watched the All-Star game this year, essentially from start to finish, because of the presence of a switch hitting catcher in the American League lineup. A throw to first and Ethan Hedges back. Because we fell in love with the former Knight, Adley Rutschman began his career in collegiate baseball as a Knight in the summer of 2016. Then had 3 pretty good years, I dare say, with Oregon State. 17 through 19, we all came to fall in love with the kid, the family, the man, the talent level. 0-1 the count. Liam Miller out of the stretch, kicks and comes to the plate. Arrows takes down and in. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. But Jim, a former Major League ball player himself, has seen a lot of baseball, played a lot of baseball, but hasn't been a huge fan in the later years. But he said Adley's very presence, just to watch him catch, watch him hit from both sides of the plate, all of those things made him tune in Tuesday to the All-Star game at T-Mobile, and he said he wasn't disappointed. It was fun to see him there. The Knights with a switch-hitting catcher of their own. Hedges goes. A ground ball to third, coming to the plate to score the go-ahead run, and then the throw gets away from the first baseman. Avila scoring, Ethan Hedges all the way to third. The Knights lead it 4-3. An RBI for Arrows, and he's aboard on the throwing error by Jackson Jaha. Avila breaking, and the fact that the ball wasn't stoned per se by Arrows, it was hit slowly enough that it gave Jaha, I thought, a moment of doubt. Jaha thought, maybe I can come home and get Avila, but I better get the shore out. But computing all of that seemed to have distracted Jackson a little bit. He uncorked a wild throw past Jesse Pierce. And so the Knights, who would have taken the lead even if an out had been recorded, have the even better situation here now. The lead at 4-3, and runners at second and third, and only 1 out. And a visit to the mound by Andrew McKenna to Liam Miller. Shortstop Jack Mecho joins the conversation as well. The Knights with their first lead of the ball game, 4-3 here in the 5th. Sam Stem, who tied the game with a home run over the right field fence last inning, has a chance to give the Knights an even bigger lead here in the 5th. Second and third, 1 out. The infield all the way in, save for halfway by the second baseman Armando Briseño with a left-hand hitter up there. And the pitch to Stem from Miller, a breaking ball down, ball 1. 4-3 Knights, bottom of the 5th inning. Ethan Hedges at third, Anson Arrows at second, Liam Miller from the stretch. The 1-0 pitch swung on and missed, the ball popping in and out of the mid of Andrew McKenna. Baseball rolls slightly up the third baseline in foul territory. The runners stay put. 1 ball and 1 strike to Sam, who grounded out in the second, homered last inning. 4-3 Knights looking to add on in the bottom of the 5th inning, game 1 of this 3-game series. And now a move made by Liam Miller, stepping off the rubber. He was distracted by the aggressive lead taken by Ethan Hedges, but he did step off and then bluffed to throw to third. It had the appearance of a balk, but Miller had stepped off. The 1-1 pitch, fastball away, ball 2, 2-1. Two balls and a strike with runners at second and third and 1 out. 4-3 Knights looking for more. Hedges at third, Arrows at second. Liam Miller from the stretch. The 2-1 pitch taken outside, ball 3, 3-1 to stem. Levi Jones on deck. First base is open. Another left-handed hitter in Jones waiting his turn. 3 balls and a strike to Sam Stem. Miller having a rough time of it in his first inning of work. Delivers outside to load the bases. Levi Jones to the plate. Mark Magdaleno on his way out to the mound. And that probably means a change is in the offing. And it is, and a right-hander comes through the gate beyond the left field fence. So Levi Jones will have an opportunity to face a right-handed pitcher with the bases loaded when action resumes here in a moment. We will take a 2-minute pitching change break. The Knights have forged their first lead, have the bases loaded when we return in the bottom of the 5th. 4-3, back in 2 on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Well, here we go, an exciting night at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. A warm and beautiful evening on this Starker Forest Inc. mini bat night. Tomorrow night, the first 250 fans will get 2023 Corvallis Knights cap. And the fans tonight being treated to a good ball game. The Knights with a 4-3 lead. Levi Jones takes the first pitch from the right-hander Devon Patel, and that's something I forgot to check with Bobby Merwin on. I don't know if it's Devon Patel or Devon. I'm going to go with Devon Patel for now. The first pitch to Jones, missing for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch with the bases loaded and 1 out. The Knights leading 4-3. Misses down and away again. Ball 2. Levi has struck out and grounded to first. 4-3 Knights. Patel from the stretch with the bases full. Comes to the plate, in there for a strike, and the count 2-1. The Knights taking the lead for the first time here in the bottom of the 5th, but now trying to add on with Ethan Hedges at third, Anson Arrows at second, Sam Stem at first, the infield at double play depth for the Pickles. The 2-1 pitch just outside from Patel for ball 3, 3-1. On this busy, beautiful, warm night at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field, I've said a number of times tonight, and I'm sure Dan Siegel, the Knights CEO, who joins me up here in our broadcast location, would agree. On a summer night like this, Dan, I really can't of a better place to be. It's just great to be here. The 3-1 pitch on the way, taken high for ball. Oh, my goodness.
That was ball 4.
Oh, my goodness. Taken for a strike. Levi had tossed the bat away and was ready to run down to first, as well he should have, and the strike, Dan, came out of nowhere.
Yeah, he missed that.
Yeah.
That was just a straight-on miss.
And Brooke took a few steps in from the third base coaching box. That was clearly ball four, and it'll be a miserable shame if Jones ends up making an out here. Patel ready, the 3-2 pitch, ball four. No doubt about that.
Just a little further out.
Yeah, just a little
further out.
RBI anyway for Jones. The Knights lead it 5-3 with Ethan Hedges coming down the line, and Mason Lee will be the hitter. How are you, Dan?
I'm doing okay. It's nice and cool up here in your perch.
Isn't it nice?
Yeah, and like you said, an evening at Goss is very comfortable.
And a good crowd tonight.
Another good crowd. Great crowd Wednesday, great crowd Friday.
The pitch on the way is dropped. A little bit of run on the pitch to Lee, and maybe I think McKenna crossed up. Will go out and confer with his battery mate. 0-1 the count. You had 2,300 here the other night. Wilson Motors night. Wilson Motors emblazoned, as you can see on the live stream, on the center field batter's eye at the very top. That was a big night. Starker Forest presenting the mini bats tonight. Alerica Internet with the baseball caps tomorrow. The support of the business community has just been tremendous.
It really has, and we're in the middle of summer now, so great time to get out with the family. I've seen a lot of kids around. I don't know about you, but
we got young Jeb right over here. No balls and a strike to Mason Lee. Bases loaded, 1 out. The strike one pitch. Look out
there
now,
we go.
Jeb. Look. Jeb Kimmel came up here to be close to foul ball country. Jeb is going to turn 7 on August 8th, and the ball sailed over his head into Urchin Alley. And the count goes to no balls and 2 strikes. Patel back to the plate, and the breaking ball slips out of his fingertips. High and inside to Mason Lee. 1-2 the count, 5-3 Knights in the 5th. The bases remaining loaded with Anson Arrows at third, Sam Stem at second, Levi Jones at first. Patel, a quick worker, back to the plate. Breaking ball foul back. The count remains 1-2. And then Sunday, Linfield University will be on display and presenting their materials. Great institution of higher learning. That'll be Sunday, University Day, with Linfield featured at 1:05. The 1-2 pitch, down and away. Nice catch by McKenna. The count 2-2.
Linfield, the home of Ad Rutschman, then Randy Rutschman, and he had a kid.
He did, didn't he?
Yeah, it was okay.
How about that the other night? How special was that?
I was up there.
Oh, did you get? That's great. Yeah. I'm glad you got to go. The 2-2 pitch lifted to left. This will be deep enough to score Anson Arrows. Nigel Calderon makes the catch. Arrows tags and will score, and the Knights lead it 6-3 on the sacrifice fly by Mason Lee. Holding at second base on the play was Sam Stem. Levi Jones at first. 2 down in the inning. Tai Yukamoto, the batter. Dan, tell us a little bit about it. I mean, I know you go way back with the Rutschman family and Randy Adley, of course, a former Knight. Randy, a former Knight. I mean, you go way back with these guys. What was it like to be part of that experience?
Yeah, I mean, it was surreal. And ran into a lot of good baseball people up there. I got some time with Zach Taylor, former Beaver, one of Adley's best buddies. And it's such a small world, you're up that big ballpark and just running into people. But yeah, to see Randy out there, I mean, I think I was more excited about Randy out there than maybe Adley.
Both runners go on the 0-1 pitch, and on the double steal, Sam Stem into third and Levi Jones into second, and now an opportunity for Yukamoto to drive in a couple with a base hit. Boy, Randy was spot on with those pitches.
He did a good job, and he had his catcher's glove on.
1 ball and 1 strike to Tai Yukamoto. Patel to the plate. Yukamoto, a fly ball into shallow left center. Moving in is Kyler Stancato, the former Knight, to make the catch, and the inning is over. However, the Knights get 3. They get their first lead. They leave 2, and at the end of 5. The Knights 6 and the Pickles 3 on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Sean Weiss has been staked to a 3-run lead as we go to the 6th inning. Just a perfect night for baseball. 84 degrees at 8:18.
Wow.
It's just perfect though,
Yeah,
Dan,
it is
right
perfect.
now. And the Knights with a 6-3 lead. Sean Weiss ready to go to Armando Briseño. He'll be followed by Zage Lancaster and then Andrew McKenna. Sean's first pitch misses a bit inside, ball 1. 1-0. Dan Siegel joining me. I'm not sure what. There's some music playing evidently in the background, some sort of background stuff that I think, Dan, with those closed windows
They can't
in there,
hear.
it's sometimes hard to hear.
Yeah, they can't hear.
And so Bo Kearns was out looking up at the press box, giving the, cut the noise, mute, and then the umpire heard it.
That happens even at the big league level once in a while, but it definitely is an interruption.
The 1-0 pitch swung on and missed, and the count 1-1. So Tuesday, a great experience for you.
Yeah.
The Retchman family. Did you see Pat Casey there? Was
I
he
didn't.
there?
I didn't run into Case.
1 ball and 1 strike, the count. The pitch misses inside. Did you get to see Adley himself?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. It's funny is after the home run derby, Adley and Josie and Carol and Randy, they split early.
Oh, okay.
Got some dinner and got a little rest. They had an all-star game to play.
Yeah, they did. And Randy worked hard in that derby. The 2-1
He
pitch,
did.
foul back. But that was one, Bob Ryan, the great writer for the Boston Globe, and one of the great sports writers ever, and on all of the sports reporter show on ESPN. I've known Bob and admired his work for decades. But Ryan tweeted, Adley Rutschman just made me a fan of the home run derby again. The 2-2
awesome.
pitch, foul back. And Bob's seen everything through all of his years as a writer in Boston. And Adley turned him into a fan of the event.
Yeah, no. I'm biased, but I thought it was the highlight of the derby. Now I know the Mariners fans would say Julio Rodriguez, 41.
The 2-2 pitch from Sean Weiss taken just outside, ball 3, 3-2, 6-3 Knights in the top of the 6th inning. But to be able to turn around,
I don't go right-handed.
And go right, and I think he hit the first 6 out, didn't he?
No, 7 out of 8.
Okay, 7
first
out of
7.
8.
Yeah.
That's impressive. The 3-2 pitch, slap foul towards Urchin Alley. It remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. And that was Randy's finest moment, too, because he just placed those balls exactly
they were
where Adley
perfect.
needed them. 3-2 the count. But the patriarch himself, was there. How's he
was
Is
there.
he still
He's doing good.
Doing great? The 3-2 pitch swung on and pounded foul by Briseño. Armando has been aboard on an error, double to left, and scored a run. 6-3 Knights in the top of the 6th inning. Mike Parker along with Dan Siegel on the Knights live stream. And by the way, the young people, Andrew Henderson, Casey Lavin, Thomas Rudolph have all done a great job.
They have.
The 3-2 pitch popped up in foul territory. Moving over is Blake Avila, and he has room.
Nice play.
Kind of staggers back on his heels, makes the catch for the out. 1 away. Nice job, too, by Weiss, pounding the zone on the 3rd consecutive 3-2 pitch to get an out. And the batter is Zage Lancaster, who sacrificed and flied to right. And I want to ask you, too, Dan, about 2 nights later then.
Yeah.
You're at the All-Star game in a surreal kind of moment. 2 nights later, less eyeballs from the world on the game. But last night I saw you at the Hamlin Sports Complex.
That's
and
right.
what was it like to see your sons pitch for the Knights back-to-back? I mean, I think it was Kellen first,
Kellen
then
first,
Caden.
yeah.
And there, here you are. You were there, and you got to see that too.
Yeah, no, that was cool. I didn't know Kellen was going to pitch because he had pitched Tuesday, and he had a really good outing. So I was surprised to see him out there. And he battled. He had a good 6th inning, and he might have got squeezed a little there at the start of the 7th. But
Brooke thought so.
Brooke was not pleased. But his big brother came in and cleaned up the mess. But he busted him in on the hands, and they got those 2 bloopers.
I know.
Gosh.
Good pitches.
Good
the 1-1
pitches.
pitch here from Weiss. Hit sharply. A diving stab by Quinn. Gets up, throws to first. Wow! Maybe
That's a big play.
The play of the summer by Tyler Quinn. The best play all summer, Dan. What a play.
Yeah, that's a big league play. You don't see that in the big leagues.
No, you don't. You don't.
Unless your name's Nolan.
Or Brooks.
Or Brooks.
That's a great play by
was a
Tyler
great play.
Quinn.
Play the game.
That reminds
Put that
me.
on the scoreboard.
No, that's
Scoreboard.
a beautiful play. Big time. Andrew McKenna, the batter. McKenna has had 2 sacrifice flies. He won't have the opportunity to get one here. 2 outs, nobody on. 6-3 Knights in the 6th. Sean Weiss to the plate. Fastball high. Ball 1-0. You have, and with our loss of Jen Beaumont this year, what a great person and all that she did for the Knights. And with Bree, moving on to some different things now in her life, still helping, but not as engaged. As much as you're working, you worked in the concession stand tonight for 4 innings.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're getting a chance. And last night must have been nice just to be able to sit kind of as a fan and watch.
Yeah, no, I was having a hard time watching because I was doing a little business too down there. And I was like, I was trying to bear down on the kids, but Caden did a really nice job. And
yes, he did.
that was a good win because that was a weird game, and the guys hung in there, and Morgan Codron did a nice job.
He did,
and we just hung in there and
pulled away at the end.
Yeah, the big double by Tyler Quinn.
The 1-2 pitch from Weiss, lifted to left center field and playable. Ing started back. Now he locates, moves in, makes the catch. The inning is over. So the Knights sweeping the Drifters, Dan.
Yeah,
we'll turn you loose in a moment. Leading here tonight, 6-3, and just kind of trying
some
to
momentum,
get back in the mode we're used to, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Well, this is a different team. Every team's different. We've had some very, very talented teams. I don't think it's fair to compare this team to those teams. And you know enough. You've been calling Beaver games, Knights games forever. This is a young team. They've been competitive. They've really played defense. And, if we hit a little bit, our pitching and defense might, you never know, we might surprise somebody.
I agree.
But they're a good group,
it's
as
been fun to watch.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Dan.
Yep.
Great to see you.
Yep.
Now back to
Mike.
the concession stand
back
for
to
you.
the
Okay.
concession stand.
See you later. Dan Siegel, the Knights CEO, dropping by. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's still the Knights 6 and the Portland Pickles 3 on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio.
Here's your center fielder from Pomona Pittsburgh. Please welcome number 23, J.C. Ing.
J.C. Ing will lead things off for the Corvallis Knights in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Knights leading 6-3. The top of the order, J.C., Tyler Brooks, Robinson Quinn, and then Blake Avila. Mikey Kane was drafted. I don't think Mikey's going to be returning to the Beavers next spring. He'll probably sign and begin his professional career. The pitch to J.C. hit foul to the left and out of play. Mikey, a former Ridgefield Raptor. And a really outstanding young man. It was fun to get to know him for just what likely to be 1 year with the Beavers. The strike one pitch on the way to J.C. On the inside corner, strike two. J.C. is single to left, walked and flied to right. 6-3 Knights in the bottom of the 6th. Mikey played a good third base. He had one game where he made several plays, very impressive ones. And I compared him. I said, that reminds me a little bit of Brooks Robinson. The pitch to J.C. Ing popped up into shallow center. Backpedaling is the second baseman, Armando Briseño, to make the catch. One away in the bottom of the sixth. Tyler Quinn to the plate. Tyler is sacrificed, grounded into a double play, and lined out deep to left center. Tyler Quinn with the play of the year defensively in the top of this inning. Steps in now. But I dropped a little. Mikey, you reminded me of Brooks Robinson this weekend in the series, and he gave me the blank stare. Brooks Robinson, I said again. Yeah, unfamiliar with him. Sic transit gloria mundi. Quinn swings at the 1-0 pitch, hits it foul towards Urchin Alley. The count 1-1. I then saw Mikey Kane's dad and said, your son, my son doesn't know who Brooks Robinson is. What a bad father I've been. The 1-1 pitch on the way from the new pitcher for the Portland Pickles is in there for a strike to Tyler, and the count 1-2. Quite the antithesis. A very good father. Josiah Shipley, the new pitcher out of Clackamas Community College, delivers. Fastball taken, strike 3 called. Tyler Quinn just turns and stares and essentially says, really? It's a couple of mysterious strikes being called here tonight. One on Levi Jones and here on Quinn. 2 down and Blake Avila, the batter. Blake is flied to center, had an RBI single and double to right. 2 outs and nobody on. Bottom of the 6th inning. Josiah Shipley delivers, and the pitch to Avila popped up into shallow right. Briseño backpedaling to make that catch. 2 putouts for Briseño, and the Knights go quickly in the 6th. And at the end of 6, on this gorgeous Friday night in the Mid-Valley, the Knights 6 and Portland 3 on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Through 6 innings at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field, the Knights 6 runs, 5 hits, and 1 error. The Portland Pickles 3 runs, 6 hits, and 1 error. Sean Weiss to his former teammate Kyler Stancato in the first pitch to Kyler, taken for a strike. Kyler has walked and singled to center. Sean's strike 1 pitch, Stancato pounds it foul off his front foot. No balls and 2 strikes, as we talked about when Kyler was playing for the Corvallis Knights. Kyler, the nephew of the great broadcaster, former big league ball player, Mr. Grand Slam himself, Mike Blowers. Blow hit 3 grand slams in the Mariners' amazing run in '95 to overtake the Angels en route to the memorable series with the New York Yankees. Blowers with 3 grand slams in the month of August. Impressive. Helped lead the way to that incredible stretch, one of the best stretches in baseball history, certainly in Mariners history and in the Pacific Northwest. The strike 2 pitch from Sean Weiss taken outside, ball 1. Sean has been watching the home plate umpire ring up his Knights teammates on pitches that were certainly not as good as that one. Sean's 1-2 pitch to Stancato, off speed, got him swinging. Sean Weiss strikes out his former teammate. 1 away in the top of the 7th. Nigel Calderon, the hitter. Calderon has flied to right, grounded to second, and bounced into a fielder's choice. 6-3 Knights in the 7th. Sean Weiss and Anson Arrows, the battery. Blake Avila at first, Mason Lee at second, Ty Yukamoto at short, Tyler Quinn at third, Levi Jones in left, J.C. Ing in center, Sam Stem in right. A ground ball to third, right at Tyler Quinn. The degree of difficulty not as hard as his last chance. He takes care of it easily. 2 down, and Jackson Jaha, the batter. Tyler, very interesting, and it's, again, part of the little things that can bring winning baseball to the fore. I'm not sure what Quinn saw, but just before Sean Weiss made his pitch to Calderon, Tyler Quinn moved in about 2.5, 3 steps, and then the ball was hit slowly right at him. And how he could have any sense of that or know that, but he did it on his own, just moved in a couple of steps and was ready for a slow roller moments later. The pitch to Jackson Jaha, swung on and missed, 0-1 the count. The 0-1 pitch to Jackson, misses, the count even. 1 ball and 1 strike, top of the 7th, 6-3 Knights. Weiss back to the plate with a 1-1 fastball, fouled over Jeb Kimmel's head into Urchin Alley. So Jeb has moved into the right spot. He's getting closer to taking home a souvenir. He's already told his grandpa Steve that this is the best night of his life. Now that's what you want to hear. If you're a dad, a mom, dad, grandpa, the best night of his life being with you, grandpa, at a ball game. That's a beautiful thing to hear and to say. The 1-2 pitch, Sean Weiss delivers, Jaha takes, strike 3 called. Sean has a 1-2-3 inning again. He's retired 9 in a row. And at the end of 6.5, it remains the Knights 6 and the Portland Pickles 3 on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Josiah Shipley goes to work on Ethan Hedges here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Knights leading the Portland Pickles 6-3. The first pitch missing to Ethan for ball 1. Ethan has flied to center, walked twice, and scored a run. Shipley back to the plate. Breaking ball swung on and missed. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. Shipley out of Clackamas Community College in the NWAC. Began his career at the College of Idaho out of Westview High School. The 1-1 pitch, fastball fouled into the netting above the on-deck area of the Portland Pickle. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Oregon State Credit Union, proud sponsor of the Knights' big fireworks show again this year. You can join online at OregonStateCU.com or one of their 15 branches. The 1-2 pitch flailed at and missed on a breaking ball in the turf. Double clutching the catcher, Andrew McKenna, but he's able to pull it together and throw to first to get Ethan Hedges on the strikeout 2-3. 1 away in the bottom of the 7th. Anson Arrows, the switch hitting catcher, to turn around now and bat from the left side. Our thanks to Oregon State Credit Union, investing in all of our communities, dedicating towards finding financial solutions toward making local lives better. Arrows ready to go. Swings at the first pitch. A fly ball to right, but it's right in the tracks of Zage Lancaster, who makes the catch. 2 down, and Sam Stem, the hitter. I have not had a chance to ask yet. Tomorrow, if time permits, we'll try to maybe ask Zage about the origins of his name. It's a beautiful name, sounding name, and the spelling is different than anything I've ever seen before. X-I-A-G-E. X-I-A-G-E, pronounced Zage Lancaster, making the catch on the fly ball from Arrows. 2 outs, nobody on. Sam Stem, the hitter. Sam has grounded out, homered, and walked. He takes the first pitch from Shipley, low, the 1-0 pitch. Stem hits it foul to the left and out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. My sense is, and I mean this, I've been saying all night how beautiful and pleasant it is. I think this is the best night of the season at the ballpark from a weather standpoint. The 1-1 pitch on the inside corner, strike 2. We occasionally, even this hour of the night after a warm day, will get some chillier breezes blowing through, rendering it necessary to go to the Knights hoodie. Not tonight. The 1-2 fastball inside to Sam Stem. 2-2 the count. Just a gorgeous evening. We hope you'll avail yourselves of a chance to come experience it yourself tomorrow night. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 down. It's cap night tomorrow. Make sure you get here early and get yourself a Corvallis Knights cap. The first 250 fans will get them, compliments of Alerica Internet. The 2-2 pitch missing to Sam, ball 3, 3-2. Right-hander Josiah Shipley comes to the plate, down and in, ball 4. A 2-out free pass to Stem, and that'll bring to the plate Levi Jones. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Stem looking for a chance to run with 2 down. Sam is 6 for 9 in stolen bases coming in, and he was part of a double steal and picked up his 7th bag in the 5th. He's held on by Jesse Pierce. Shipley to the plate. Levi swings and fouls it back. I don't know if Josiah has a slide step move in his repertoire, but for now, a fairly big leg kick in motion to the plate. I think Sam could get a pretty good jump on him. No balls and a strike. Shipley comes set. The 0-1 offering a check swing. A late break now by Stem. The throw to second. Out at second. Jack Metro receiving the throw and applying the tag on Stem. Brooke Knight doesn't think so. And the inning is over. So Shipley faces the minimum. We are through 7 in this series opener. Tonight's attendance is 1,679 on Mini Bat Night, presented by Starker Forests. 1,679. We go to the 8th. The Knights 6 and the Pickles 3 on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Top of the 8th inning. Sean Weiss has retired 9 in a row, 4 by strikeout. Goes to work on Dalton Mayshore. Mayshore hits one high and deep to left. Levi Jones back to the fence, and it's gone. Mayshore hits it out on the first pitch of the 8th inning, and the Pickles indeed still have life. That snaps the string of 9 in a row set down by Sean. A home run over the 14-foot fence in straightaway left. It's now the Knights 6 and the Pickles 4, with Dalton Mayshore getting the arms extended and driving his second home run of the summer. Jesse Pierce, the batter. Pierce has doubled, walked, and struck out. 6-4 Knights in the top of the 8th. Sean to the plate. First pitch, strike in the count, 0-1. Sean picking up for Nathan Marshall, who went 4. That's the first run that Sean has allowed tonight. He went 5 scoreless in Springfield on Tuesday. So that ends a streak of 8 straight scoreless innings on the home run. The 1-1 pitch swung on and missed in the count, 1-2. And after giving up the home run, Sean just simply has to go back to work, stay with his craft, get the next guy out. 6-4 in the 8th. Sean settles in, the lefty to the plate. The 1-2 pitch is taken a little bit high, ball 2. And again, it's one of those things, I'm not sure it is a strike. It might be on its own right, but tonight that's been a strike until now. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The mysteries. The 2-2 pitch on the way from Sean, rolled foul towards the Knights dugout. My friend, the great Canadian bard, and I say friend loosely, although I hope to see him someday at the Festival of Friends, but the great Bruce Coburn, don't tell me there is no mystery. It's alive and well tonight at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. The 2-2 pitch is lined into left field for a base hit. A guy that probably should have been struck out is on. And Jesse Pierce with a base hit to left. Again, just based on what a strike was earlier. And that's the problem that pitchers, hitters, and all of us can have. If you call a strike on certain hitters at certain times, then it should remain one for all hitters at all times, right? And it appeared as though Sean had executed an out pitch and instead gives up a base hit to Pierce. The Pickles very much alive with the outstanding hitter Jack Metcho coming to the plate with a lead having been cut to 6-4. Brooke Knight on his way out to the mound, and likely a pitching change in the offing here. in the top of the 8th. We cannot see down into the Knights bullpen, but Sean, a very good outing in what's been a good week for the left-hander out of Canby and George Fox. In the portal out of the University of Hawaii, looking for a landing spot, and will find one. Had a strong outing, but his touch for a home run may have gotten squeezed on a potential strikeout. And so we'll see a new pitcher coming in out of the bullpen for the Corvallis Knights here in the 8th, trying to help bring this thing home. With the Knights leading by a score of 6-4, 1 on, nobody out. Trying to get a read on who the guy is. I can't quite see the number yet. No number on the front. Yeah, there is, but I can't see it yet. Still looking. Anson Arrow's talking with a guy. And Bobby Merwin hasn't announced it because he's not exactly sure either. Arrow's going over signals and chain of command here and has yet to leave the top of the hill, so none of us can get a read on the number. And now we can, finally. And the Knights going to the bullpen, bringing in Merritt Jones. As Merritt loosens up, we'll take a 90-second pitching change break. 1 on, nobody out, top of the 8th, 6-4 Knights on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Merritt Jones making his 6th appearance, just his 2nd out of the bullpen. 19 1/3 innings for the Knights this summer. 16 hits, 5 runs earned, 6 walks, 20 strikeouts, a record of 1-1 with a save, an ERA of 2.32. 6-4 Knights, top of the 8th inning. The tying run, Jack Metro at the plate. Jack swings and fouls it back. No balls and a strike. Sean Weiss going 3 innings, 2 hits, a run. It was earned on the home run, a walk, and 4 strikeouts after Nathan Marshall had gone 4, 6 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned with 2 walks. Merritt Jones ready, and the strike 1 pitch on the way to Metro misses inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Metro doubled home a run in the 2nd, grounded into a double play with the bases loaded in the 3rd. Grounded to short in his last at-bat. 6-4 Knights. Top of the 8th, Jesse Pierce at first, held on by Blake Avila. The 1-1 pitch on the inside corner from Merritt. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The tall right-hander Jones turns and throws to first. Jesse Pierce back to the bag. Merritt 6'4", 191 out of Idaho Falls. And pitching for Gary Henderson at the University of Utah. Merritt back to the plate. Breaking ball way outside. Nice backhand by Anson Arrows. Throws down to first. Back to the bag goes Jesse Pierce. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Metro. Top of the 8th, 6-4. The Knights in front, but far from a settled affair. The Knights trying to win their 4th straight and improve to 5-2 in second half play, but work to do. The 2-2 pitch, a chopper towards third between hops. Nice play by Quinn to go to second for the force. Tyler Quinn playing like Mikey Kane at third base here tonight. Good play. Throwing the ball to Mason Lee, covering to get the lead runner. Well done, because he was caught between hops and was able to charge the short hop, play it cleanly, and get the lead runner. One away, and the batter is Armando Briseño. Briseño has been aboard on an error, doubled and fouled out to first. Merritt from the stretch delivers. Fastball, whacked foul into the stands of the Omaha room where there stands a man. Nice play over there, standing through a doorway or a window or something of the Omaha room. I've spent very little time up there, so I don't quite know the layout. No balls and a strike to Briseño. The 0-1 pitch is lifted foul above the Omaha room and out of play. 0-2 the count. Man standing man, something to that effect. A great line in an underrated film, Bridge of Spies, Spielberg, Mark Rylance, Tom Hanks. Something about a standing man, Stoika, something or other. I loved the line delivered by Rylance so well. Great actor. Strike 2 pitch, swung on and missed. Strike 3, 2 down. Good breaking ball from Merritt Jones. Zage Lancaster will come to the plate. But that standing man over there was in the right spot at the right time. Just standing in front of some sort of open sliding glass door or window by the Omaha room, and the ball came right to him, and he picked it up and waved it to the crowd, who gave him a nice round of applause. Right place, right time. Lancaster has sacrificed fly to right and then was robbed of an extra base hit on a diving stab by Tyler Quinn to his right, got up and threw him out. A ground ball hit sharply back up the middle, fielded by Mason Lee, who backhands it to Yukamoto for the force at second. Lancaster has been victimized by some pretty good defensive plays tonight. One at the hot corner, this one up the middle. The fielder's choice, 4-6, and the inning is over. Merritt Jones does a nice job coming in behind Sean Weiss to get the 3 straight outs, and at the end of 7.5, after the home run by Mayshore, it's now the Knights 6 and the Pickles 4 on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Levi Jones, Mason Lee, and Tai Yukamoto, the scheduled hitters. As we go to the bottom of the 8th inning, the Knights leading the Portland Pickles 6-4. Levi will lead things off for the Knights against Shipley. Jones has struck out, grounded out, and walked. Shipley to the plate, breaking ball taken down and in, ball 1. Bo Kearns and Yoongjin Yoon in front of the Knights dugout. The Knights 3 outs away from their 4th straight win. The pitch to Jones, belted to right field. Back goes Lancaster to the track, to the fence. So long! Levi hits it out, and the Knights lead it 7-4. Well, tomorrow night for the pregame show, have I had Phoenix call on yet? No. I guess I have. But I have not had Levi Jones on yet in the summer of 2023, and I think he just clinched. Not that it's not that he's going to lay awake tonight. I wonder if I'm going to get interviewed for the pregame show tomorrow. I don't think that's going to be on Levi's mind too much, but it's on mine now after that blast over the right field fence. The incoming Oregon State player out of Jesuit. I look forward to visiting with Levi tomorrow on our pregame show. The batter is Mason Lee. He looks to bunt for a hit and bunts it foul. No balls and a strike. Lee has doubled, flied to right, and had a run batted in on a sacrifice fly to left. 7-4 Knights. Levi Jones with a Knights' second homer to right field tonight. The strike one pitch is a breaking ball called for a strike on Mason Lee, and the count 0-2. Tai Yukamoto on deck. Josiah Shipley out of the stretch with nobody on, comes 0-2, swung on and missed, strike 3, 1 away. Tai Yukamoto will be the hitter. Ty has twice been hit by a pitch and flied to center, hit the ball well, but for an out. One out, nobody on, bottom of the 8th. Yukamoto, a towering pop fly back of second. Armando Briseño will defer to the shortstop, Jack Mecho, in shallow center field. Mecho puts it away. 2 away. And J.C. Ng will come to the plate.
Top of the page now. Welcome your center fielder from the promoted hitters, number 23, J.C. Ng.
7-4 Knights hitting 2 long home runs to right field tonight. Sam Stem, a solo shot. And Levi Jones also hitting a solo home run. The pitch to J.C., a strike, 0-1 the count. J.C. a single to left, walked, flied to left, and popped out. 0-1 the count to Ng. Josiah to the plate, breaking ball down and in. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. Starker Forests Inc. Bat night tonight, mini bat night, cap night tomorrow, presented by Alerica Internet. First 250 fans will receive Knights caps upon entering the ballpark. The 1-1 breaking ball lifted high in the air to straightaway center. Tyler Stancato camps under it, makes the catch, and the inning is over. But the Knights add a run on the well-struck home run to right by Levi Jones. And we go to the 9th. The Knights 3 outs away from their 4th straight win. At the end of 8, the Knights 7 and the Pickles 4 on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Top of the ninth inning at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. The Knights 7 and the Portland Pickles 4. Caleb Olds coming in to Johnny Cash in the background. Caleb will try to get the final 3 outs and pick up a save in the process. Caleb, the big right-hander out of Aurora, Colorado. And the University of San Francisco. 6'2", 215-pounder. Was the first signee for this 2023 club. And one of those young men after the old man's heart when he cites as his favorite movie, Field of Dreams. The right-hander ready in his first pitch. Fastball high and away, ball 1. 1-0. Caleb Olds taking over after Merritt Jones did an excellent job picking up for Sean Wees. Delivers the 1-0 pitch, hit foul, and off to the left and out of play. Caleb making his 8th appearance, 11 2/3, 9 hits, 5 runs, 8 walks, 13 strikeouts, a record of 1-0, and an ERA of 3.85. The 1-1 pitch misses a bit high and away. 2-1 to Andrew McKenna, leading things off with the Pickles in the 9th. The home run by Levi Jones giving the Knights a little more breathing room. A 3-run advantage here, trying to bring home game 1 of the series. Caleb's 2-1 pitch misses high and away, ball 3. Andrew McKenna, Kyler Stancato, and Nigel Calderon in the 9th. 3-1 to the left-hand hitting McKenna, leading things off in the 9th inning. Woltz delivers a ground ball to second baseman Mason Lee, charges gloves and throws to first. 1 away. Nice job by Caleb, falling behind but not giving in to ball 4 with a 3-run lead. Pitches to contact, induces an out. And the batter is Kyler Stancato, the former Knight, who has walked, singled to center, and struck out. Out of the stretch works Caleb, fastball high and away. It was enjoyable to have Kyler on the club for a number of reasons, just simply to watch him play, but also the nice pregame tailgate meals that the Stancato family was so generous in sharing. Fastball swung out and missed, and the count 1-1. Kyle and Kristen were great hosts at those events during the summer of 21 and invited yours truly. Now, on occasion, I was able to make it and enjoyed the good eats. The 1-1 pitch on the way. Kyler takes a strike, and the count 1-2. 1 out, nobody on, top of the 9th. 7-4 Knights. Kyle played baseball at PLU, and Kyler's mother, Kristen, volleyball at Pacific Lutheran. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, top of the 9th. Kyler takes high and away, 2-2 the count. The Pickles scoring 2 in the 2nd. The Knights rallied for 2 in the 3rd to tie. The Pickles regained the lead in the 4th at 3-2. The Knights came back to tie it at 3 in the bottom of the 4th inning. The pitch to Stancato, hit off the end of the bat slowly to short, charged by Yukamoto, fires to first in time. 2 down. Good play by Yukamoto. The Knights have defended the yard well tonight. And with 2 outs in the top of the 9th inning, we'll see a pinch hitter now for the Portland Pickles. It looks like Draven Nishida, the pride of Kailua Oahu, and from Cal State Fullerton. It would take some work to find out to whom this refers in the biography of Draven, I think on the Cal State Fullerton website. 2 outs, nobody on. But according to that website, Draven Nishida had a great grand uncle who played professional baseball. And no more detail than that, but that would be enough to go on to do a full research project. Draven swings and misses, no balls and a strike. 2 down, nobody on. Top of the 9th inning. The Knights leading 7-4, an out away from their 3rd straight victory. Nishida pinch hitting for Nigel Calderon. The strike 1 pitch is in there, and the count 0-2. Nishida hitting .286 with a couple of runs batted in this summer. Draven down to his final strike, as are the Pickles. 0-2, 2 outs, bases empty, 1 out, top of the 9th. 7-4 Knights. The strike 2 fastball sails high and away. Ball 1, 1-2. Good pitching tonight. Nathan Marshall, Sean Weiss, Merritt Jones, and now Woltz trying to end it and get a save. Caleb delivers, breaking ball low, ball 2, 2-2. Remember, 6:35 tomorrow night, 6:20 on the live stream. We'll visit with Levi Jones for our pregame show tomorrow. 2-2, Caleb Woltz ready. The right-hander kicks and delivers, lifted foul off third. This carries out of play. Bounding around in the upper grandstand above the Jack Riley concourse. Good crowd tonight, 1,679, many of whom have left, including my grandniece, Tatum Thiel, here in the ballpark earlier. But still, many remaining enjoying the beauty of this summer night. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the pinch hitter, Draven Nishida. Woltz to the plate, fastball low, ball 3, 3-2. On deck is Jackson Jaha. Jaha, look where Jackson Jaha is. He's so close to the batter's box, not even anywhere close to the on-deck circle. The 3-2 pitch. Jaha need not worry about getting into the box because the pitch to Nishida swung on and missed, strike 3. And the Knights have won their 4th in a row. Perhaps beginning to see things come together in the second half after losing that opening series in Longview. The Knights swept Springfield. They take game 1 here tonight against the Portland Pickles by a final score of 7-4. For the Knights, 7 runs, 6 hits, and 1 error. The Portland Pickles, 4 runs, 8 hits, and 1 error. Sean Weiss with the win. The save goes to Caleb Woltz. Home runs for Levi Jones and Sam Stem. So the Knights make it 4 in a row, and we'll try to make it 5 straight tomorrow. What a gorgeous evening it's been. We hope you make your plans to join us for Game 2, 6:35 tomorrow. For Thomas Rudolph, Andrew Hennessy, and Casey Lavin, our crew, this is Mike Parker thanking you for joining us tonight as the Knights, starting to get on a roll, win their 4th straight. Our final score, the Knights 7 and the Pickles 4. See you tomorrow at 6:20 on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. So long, everybody.